Hello, good people. I'm sorry you're seeing me chew. I just had Smitty was making fun of me. I just had one of these bad boys, Tootsie Roll Pop. The last time you had one of those. Sorry, guys. Sometimes when you go to Sam's Club, you get caught up. You know, they had a box full of them. My son loves them. I always liked them, so we got one. And hence the reason why I had started this show eating a Tootsie Roll Pop. But anyway, what's going on, folks? Hope everybody is well. Happy to be back in the seat, and we'll wait until a few more of you guys get up in here. If you do, low viewership right now, but we'll make a minor announcement a little bit later, just pertaining to the show. Well, I might as well say it now. We'll say it, of course, as we're in the show. We're going to cut the show back a little bit. My obligations have changed, man, as far as on Thursday, so we're just going to reduce the time. So it's pretty much going to be like an hour show now, with the ability to go over a little bit if we have to. So like those times when we have a special show or, a huge topic that the world is talking about, like gaming or NFL 2K, Madden, any of that kind of stuff. Or if we have somebody on. But for the most part, Smitty and I are going to try to run the show now from 8 to 9. Definitely during this time, there's really not a lot to talk about. And we can get it all in an hour. And like I said, there will be times that we may be able to go over. But honestly, man, my obligations have changed a little bit on Thursday nights. I am now going back to my office on Friday mornings. You guys remember when I used to do that 2 years ago? And it just makes it a little tougher, man, when we get off at 10 and I'm still, playing around and not getting into the bed at a decent hour. Got to get up at 5:30 the next morning. So there you have it. But it's not going to take away from the content, all right? Just giving you all that quick update. The shows will be a little quicker. But anyway, what we will be talking about tonight, very simple. I see somebody in the comments, Steeler Freak, what's up, man? My man, why dig in here? Antonio Wilson, a lot of my Steeler folks are already up in here. I see some of y'all saying Deshaun Watson. We might breeze over that, but we really want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and his deal. Smitty could definitely give his opinion on that, being in the NFC North. How crazy is that? What he got at his age? We'll see. We'll talk Russell Wilson and his trade. What they gave up to get him. Y'all know I love me some Russell Wilson. But then we definitely want to talk about Madden and this title update. Hey, I'll sum it up like this. Go look at my man Zan's video that he posted on Twitter already showing that what was supposedly fixed wasn't even touched. And he basically alluded to the fact that wasn't the glitch that they were talking about. We're actually talking about something else. And he shows how the problem still exists. But me and Smitty will be speaking from a franchise standpoint as far as how long we've had to wait for that. But then also we want to see if we could talk a little bit about ESBC, man, and what they got coming up here shortly. And just, give us some praise to that game. Now, you're going to get some concrete information with some of these content creators being able to go down and play the game. But we'll get into that. But before we do, Smitty, real quick, how was your week? Is there anything you want to chime in on really quick before we hit the topics?
No, we've been good, man. The only thing that I'll chime in on real quick is just that, man, like I looked at Twitter real quick and I see they beefing up security for that Nets and Sixers game this evening. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, let me check the score, because last time I looked, we was down 7. Let me see what they're doing.
They beefed up that security, you know what I'm saying? Because Ben Simmons, he ain't gonna get that one.
Did he show up?
Yeah.
But he's not playing.
I don't know if he's playing, but he's there. He's there. I mean, I don't think he's playing yet, which I think that's pretty. I don't know. Something's not. I don't know, man.
Okay, we're down by 8. Come on, boys.
It's just don't add up to me. But I mean, yeah, but no, he's not playing. He's not playing. As far as I know, he's not playing.
Look at Embiid getting big right there, and one. Oh. Like he hurt somebody in the process. And honestly, guys, at this state, I wish I could say this about my Steelers last year. We couldn't. At this point, I ain't even worrying about these regular season games. My boys is going to get in the playoffs. That's all I'm worrying about with the Sixers. I mean, at this point, who cares how they finish? I know that sounds crazy, but who cares? They in the playoffs. They gonna make it. I just hope they keep the cohesion going. So far, Harden and Embiid look good. I just hope that team can form into a team that really can be ready to compete. And again, I'm not being foolish and getting my hopes up, Smitty, because just like our football teams, our fans, how they do there. Philly fans already, oh man, we about to win a title soon as Harden got there. And I'm like, it's more to it, guys.
It's a handful of games.
That.
I mean, hey,
man.
you gotta when you're in a 7-game series and the team can focus in on you, that's where it's gonna come down to it.
Exactly.
Is Maxey all of a sudden gonna play beyond what you're seeing right now? Is he gonna take it to another gear? Is James Harden, he's good. What's his name? Embiid, solid. You have a solid team, but it's just, are you going to be able to take it to an extra gear? Because you can't, don't Brooklyn, I'm not really going to say too much of a threat at this point in time, because you got to get some cohesion with your whole team, and with Kyrie doing his thing, Simmons not even being there yet. Chemistry is not going to happen just like that. You have to develop that. So I don't see them really making that impact like that. But I will say that the Bucks are going to be a big threat come playoff time, and the Nets, excuse me, the Heat. So, and it's like,
I always forget about the Heat, man.
Yeah, the Heat got the best record in the East, I think.
Yeah,
so it's like,
man.
You got to remember, and that's the thing. They don't have no super duper ultra mega stars, but at the same time, they have a good cohesive team, and that's the point. You got to have your team come together, and that's just like what the Bucks, they hitting their stride now. They don't even have Brook Lopez yet, I don't think, and they're hitting their stride with their other guys, and that's what it comes down to. Having that cohesiveness throughout your team. That's why the Lakers, that's why it's done data. And how LeBron passed up on that layup. I mean, dude, they gave him the shot and he passed it. So I don't even get that. But still, you can't just buy chemistry, and that's the thing. Now, I understand the move and everything, and I get this regular season, they have amount of time, and I'm talking about Philly. They have a decent amount of time to get some cohesiveness together, and that's cool. But it's not necessarily the trade that says we're taking it over the hump. We got the team already there, and we just needed one guy to get us over the hump. So can't necessarily say that for sure, because the way this team is right now, you're relying on those 3 guys to really make it happen for you. I mean, I know they're giving Tobias Harris heat because he's got this high pay, and he's the 4th option. But still, you gave up key guys to get him. So
boy Maxey has been stepping up, though. I gotta give him his credit.
Yeah,
he looked like he could be something. In the future.
And I mean, he's a solid player in this, and that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the playoffs, is he going to be able to take it up to that gear and just be that dude? Oh, excuse me. And then they have whatever game plan they have. Is it going to function with those 3 guys, or is it going to take them a whole nother season to really figure that out? And plus more experience. So it just really depends. I don't know, man. So we'll see. I mean, look, it took Steph and Clay a few years of being together and taking them lumps before they got to that championship pedigree. So it could be the same thing with these guys. Yeah, regular season doing good, but when the rubber meets the road and you're playing a more experienced Bucks team, it's different. An experienced and seasoned Miami team at the core. They went to the finals. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they know. These dudes don't know together as a unit together. And it's not like they went through the fire together, not to the fullest extent. I mean, Embiid, you can say that for sure. But Not all these dudes went through the fire together to get to that point. It would have been different if they all went through the fire together. And then now they get Harden, and now they can just kick it up. Like when we got Sheed back in 2004, it was like that team went through the fire and through the trials and tribulations. And then it was like we got Sheed, and that was just like the icing on the cake. Yep. And then they were able to just turn up. So that's what I'm saying. Like they balling, but I just hope that what they're able to do translates into a legit playoff run. You know what I'm saying? And they don't fizzle out. So we'll see.
Yeah, because people get too, basketball, especially with all of those games, man, it's easy to see a couple games where a team looks great. But like Smitty said, unlike the NFL, where it's a one and done in the playoffs, in the NBA, bro, you got at minimum 4 cracks at it. 7-game series. You at least got 4 times that you're going to play a team, and hopefully you can win 4, right? And you just never know, man. It's a lot of time. Imagine if you had to play. What would happen if Kansas City played Cincinnati 4 times in a series? And say you got to win the bet. You got to win the best 2 out of 3 or whatever. Or whatever. What do the math? But imagine that. Would the Bengals still have beat Cincinnati? I don't know. Would the Rams still have beat Cincinnati in the Super Bowl? I'm just kind of giving an analogy. It's not like basketball where, like Smitty said, you can plan and like, all right, this is how we're going to approach the next game. We didn't get to game 1. Game 2, we're going to switch it up, make this adjustment. Game 3, we're going to do this. And you got to agree with what Smitty said, man. As a Sixer fan, I'm loving seeing us being in the light again and having marquee players like we did with AI. It really was just always him. Now we really got legit 1 and 2 and 3 in some cases.
3. Yeah.
But is Maxey going to be that in the playoffs? And that's great point.
Remember, you got to have the game plan for these guys in these series. Because look, and then we could go on from here because we don't have as much time. But I just want to say, look at not the Sixers. Look at the Timberwolves. Always had talent. Karl Anthony Towns. You had D'Angelo Russell over there. You got what's the name? Anthony Edwards over there. Like you would have dudes that are putting up numbers, but you still wouldn't even make the playoffs. So it's not always just having the talent. You can have the talent, but you got to have a game plan, and that's the key thing. You got to have a game plan. Embiid, mad versatile big. What's his name? Harden, we already know what the deal is. Maxey, once again, you have versatility, but you had versatility though for years, and you still couldn't get there.
Sure did.
So you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just saying. It really, you got to have the game plan because you have the talent. You just got to have the game plan to really make it all pop. So that's the key thing for them. And I mean game plan, I'm talking about coaching. So you got talent. They have more than enough talent. You just got to have the right game plan, strategy. Offensively, this is what we need to do to execute. Position our guys to execute accordingly. But then on the defensive side of the floor, that's the key. On the defensive side, Embiid is your anchor. All right, I guarantee teams are going to try to get him in foul trouble early. You get him in foul trouble, you got to take him out. Now what? You traded Drummond, so you don't have that big.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So now you see what I'm saying? So when you're in a 7-game series, and I'm just saying if that happens, so if they get him in trouble, now you're saying Harden and Maxey got to turn up. What if Maxey doesn't turn up like that?
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? He could fizzle out because he's turning up for regular season play. But what if he doesn't do as well? And then what if Tobias can't get off? Dang, we ain't got Seth Curry. See, you don't have the weapons that you had that were key in getting you there now. So you gotta. That's what I'm saying. what's his name? Coach got to figure it out. His name slipped my mind right now. But
Doc.
Coach got to Doc Rivers. Yeah, Coach Rivers got to figure it out. So that's the key, man.
Yeah, we shall see, man.
Yep.
We shall see. But all right, guys, let's jump into these topics, man. Get into them and get them in, get them out. We might as well start right away, man, with the NFL. Why not? See it there scrolling on the screen. How you feel? I didn't even see. You notice I left the do out. We're going to just go straight Ebonics. How you feel about Aaron Rodgers' extension? Man, Smitty, I'm going to tell you, it's very interesting in this regard. You think about all of the mess that, between him and the organization coming into the season and him basically saying he's, it's up to him whether he's going to stay or not. He has a clause that he can get out of the contract, yada, yada, yada. All of that, right? He's not seeing eye to eye with, I forget the guy's name now, the GM or what have you. He goes out and he is Aaron Rodgers like of old. The guy wins the MVP. Didn't have a great game in the playoffs, and for whatever reason, it just seems that, I don't always believe in these things, guys. Let me just say this as an aside. The Niners being his kryptonite, and I don't always believe that because, dude, it ain't the same teams every year. He's not playing the same guy. I know these are cliches, but for whatever reason, he just hasn't had great, experiences against the Niners.
Yeah.
You think about some of them Niners teams he played. Remember that guy, Colin Kaepernick? Those were good. Niners was official when Colin was out there.
That was
hard to beat them boys. But for whatever reason, he didn't have a great playoff game.
Right.
But Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers is 38 years old. I know some people are going to say, well, it's not that old anymore. I mean, it's not for the earth, but for a quarterback. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is not, and he's an anomaly as far as who I'm going to say. Tom Brady is a statue that was able to he was one of the only guys that could play like that for that long.
Yeah.
I know how he did it. Right. Subtle movements, just very smart, Peyton Manning, them two, some of the most cerebral guys. Steelers fans, we already saw what a 39, 40-year-old basically quarterback looks like as a statue in Ben Roethlisberger. We saw how that panned out. So are we willing to say that Aaron Rodgers is going to be him until he's 42? 4 years, $200 million.
$200 million.
153 guaranteed. Oh my Lord. Now listen, I'm happy for him because I've long said that the NFL contract should be more guarantees. And I'm going to shout out a guy in Kirk Cousins who I think kind of tipped that scale when he got that. Remember a few years back, he got the 3-year, $87 million, and it was all guaranteed. That was like one of its kind. And I said then, maybe this is going to start something. So, but I don't know, Smitty. I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks, probably one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen as far as everything he can do.
Yeah.
But do you put up that much money?
That's what I'm saying.
4 years?
You better have a plan. I mean, you better have a plan of attack. Because as we know, this ain't like basketball. So you're not saying he got that money, we better get to the chip. It's like no.
Man.
You gave him that money. You better have this team in position toward championship runs.
Yeah, man.
Because that's what Tampa Bay did when they got Brady over there. Hey, Gronk coming out. AB coming. Fournette coming. This dude coming. Sue, you coming over too. This dude coming. The coordinators, and we gonna. It's like y'all always like, look, and that's what it has to be. Y'all can't have all this internal turmoil stuff going on. It's got to be when y'all must have had some meetings in Cabo or wherever y'all was at, or y'all came to him, he came to y'all. Y'all met in the middle, and y'all have to literally figure this out.
Yeah.
Because what you basically just said was you wasted your time drafting Jordan Love, if somebody brought his name up. Because that's what as soon as I saw that breaking news, I was like, yeah, Jordan, you might as well get out of there. Because they basically wasted a draft pick.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be the future guy. And now this dude just reads over 4 more years. You ain't seeing the field, man.
I see a trade coming.
That's what I'm saying. You have the trade. The most action you get
might be in the market.
Yeah. You only get some preseason action. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what his value is from a trade standpoint. And because people have been asking me all week, man, you think the Steelers might take this? Honestly, he could run the expected Matt Canada offense. But we always got to ask, what's his value? That's always my question when people say, hey, man, should we trade for so-and-so, so-and-so? What is the value? What is it going to take for us to acquire him? That's the question. And this would be ideal because I think he's going into his 3rd season. You get him on a, rookie contract. This would be, money in the bank for the Steelers.
Yeah.
But what's the value? What they looking for? They looking for a first, a second? But I don't know. Again, how our teams do, Smitty. Well, our fans of our teams. Every time a player's cut or he's a free agent, we should go get that's all you hear. Any player that comes of it now, they want us to get Jordan Love and sign Bobby Wagner and somebody else. I've been getting it all week. I can show you. Man, they better go.
The cornerback from the
Tampa Bay.
No,
but him too. He's another one.
The dude from the Patriots that the Patriots let go. My man, the young cat. He's like 25, 26.
Here's who else they said we should be going to get tomorrow after his hearing. Deshaun Watson.
Get it.
Steelers fans want everybody, Smitty. Everybody, bring them all. I'm like, dog. And then look,
come on.
If we don't get them, this is what they say. They'll say, man, I don't understand why we didn't make a play. How do we know?
Oh, man.
How do we know what conversations are being had?
They said the same thing. They said the same thing yesterday about us not going after Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's the same thing. They need to make a play on Deshaun Watson. They got too many nice guys. Didn't y'all just say y'all was happy that we got this regime change and we did this and we did that? Now all of a sudden, man, y'all need to go ahead and trade and get this and get that. Weren't y'all just talking about who we should pick in the draft? Now now our draft capital is expendable to get Deshaun Watson. Dude, what you want? What do you want? You think we're just supposed to just win with what we got and that's it? We need help. We see it all season long. Our defense is terrible. Oh, they need to draft heavy on the defense. Now you want to give it all away to get him.
To get Russ, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you want?
And man, speaking of that, what you think they gave up too much? That's a lot, man. 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a 5th, Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant. That one was a surprise. The tight end, I was like, whoa. You threw all that in?
You got to think about it, though. Russell Wilson, it's not like he's on the back end of his career.
Yeah,
he's bad. He still is good.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were saying, if Aaron Rodgers went there, they would be viable for a title run, the Broncos. So, now I understand Russell Wilson's not Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, he is a pretty darn good quarterback.
He's Russell Wilson.
Yeah. So at the same time, you gave up those picks and everything like that. But see, that's the beautiful thing about the NFL. If you have a good front office, you can check. There are going to be plenty of draft picks after the draft is done, and the picks even though you gave up some high-end picks, but if you took Wilson with the intent to win, right, and put up a winning record, so you're giving away those picks and saying, yeah, they're picks given away, but we're not expecting them to be high picks anyways, because Wilson's going to help us with getting a good record, et cetera, et cetera. I get that part. But like I said, you can get undrafted guys. You can get late round guys. You can finesse some deals in the draft or whatever. And then there's free agency too. So you still can make moves. It's just, you do have to make that that's the sacrifice you have to make if you're going to get a talent like that. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you can say they gave away too much, but at the same time, an elite level QB is not something you can hope to land in your lap. When you have the opportunity to get him and he says yes, sweet, let's do it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's something that you kind of got to take, and you got to roll it. What the Los Angeles Rams just shown you, more than anything, you got to roll those dice. And just like when I listen to the Pivot podcast and all that or whatever with those guys at times, and they talked to the D coordinator, he was like, the main thing that those guys did in LA, front office dudes, they wanted the uncomfortable stuff. They wanted to take the gambles. They wanted to take the risks that publicly everybody would look at them funny for, because they're going for the gusto. They're trying to get the chips. And look how many they made the Super Bowl appearances, and now they got one. And it's like, that's the point. That's why they made the sacrifices. So if you want to make it, that's the kind of stuff you got to do. Just like with Rodgers. If Rodgers if Green Bay is going to make something happen, you paid him all that money, you're sacrificing the future for a present by doing that move financially. You better have an elaborate plan to get this team in sync to be like, all right, look, we got a few years to make this happen. Let's hit it. And that's what they got to do. Like, that's it.
My man, Russ. Yeah, I ain't mad at it, man. It's just, that's a lot of capital. But
yeah,
you look at what he's going to. Denver has a pretty solid receiving core, man. So, they got the run game. And Steelers fans in here already know my guy who I liked, even though I love Najee Harris, but y'all knew it was two guys that I identified, Harris and Javonte Williams. And they got Williams over there at Denver and Gordon. Like they are primed to be somewhat of a force with a better quarterback. And that's, no shade or disrespect to Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not Russell Wilson.
Yeah, no.
So it's going to be interesting to see. And then I'm looking at the draft order again. This is going to get tricky, guys, because now Washington football team, you would think they might be out of the
Commanders.
way. Yeah, that's right.
Now.
The Commanders.
Yeah,
y'all might as well y'all should have just kept Washington football team. Come on, man. The Commanders.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. They should have been funny and they should have went with the Sentinels. If y'all remember that movie, The Replacements. That would have been funny if they would have took that name. But they traded for Carson Wentz. So maybe that's their investment. At number 9, Denver they got Russell Wilson now. Still, Steelers fans who are hoping for Malik Willis, we still is in murky waters here, man. Because Detroit's sitting at 2. I mean, Smitty could tell you, I don't think they go quarterback, but they could. They could.
They're definitely going quarterback.
See?
They're definitely not going quarterback. I mean, they're even questioning, saying they might go wide receiver. They're not going wide receiver either. I mean,
you think y'all going to free agent quarterback? Because do you get the sense that they're okay with Goff?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're okay with Goff.
All right.
They're okay with Goff. Brad Holmes likes Goff.
Okay. Maybe we take them off the table then.
He still is going to be I mean, look, Dan Campbell calling the calls, Josh Reynolds, who they just re-signed, he had somebody to click with. That was one of the key things, that he got comfortable. As soon as he got a little comfortable, then he started throwing the throws that we all been saying, like, dude, stop dinking and dunking and throw it. And it's like he was not comfortable. But he finally got some comfort, and he started getting comfortable and letting it fly a little bit. And it's like, Do that for a full season. We wouldn't be, we wouldn't have won 3 games. We would have won maybe 5, 7. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just saying, like, I think we're gonna. I mean, he's not the future, but the future quarterback is not here. Not at 2. Not at 2. And I mean, I know people gonna look at the combine, and I know they like, oh, yo, this quarterback here. Not at 2.
Okay, yeah, and you know what? That I think that is a bit high for y'all because again, guys, you have to look at the business side of it, and those people upstairs for the Lions, you can't have egg on your face that quick, right? You just get rid of Stafford. Stafford goes and gets a Super Bowl. You have to at least stick with. We made the right call by trading him and acquiring Golf. You can't tuck tail that quick. And I know some people are going to say, listen, it's business. And ain't nobody in the world going to sit there and admit maybe they made a mistake. So I think I'm going to go ahead and agree with Smitty and say they're probably not going to do that. James Jennings, real quick, I want to make a point of what he just said. People, you got to always remember this. Let's throw it on the screen. Do fans understand that Russ told them he only wanted to go to Denver? He controlled all of that. And whether that's true or not questioning James, the thought of what he's saying is always true. People always want to blame the organization, blame the team. The player often decides what he wants to do. Now, in a trade situation, of course, if they want to trade you, they get you out of there. But somebody of Russell Wilson's stature, I'm sure, made that happen and was more open to saying, I'll go to this place. Remember a year ago when he was named the 4 teams that he would go to? Remember that? So it's already been some talks about trading him, even all the way back to 2020. So there you go. Other than that, man, we just still got to keep an eye out maybe on Houston. The Giants have 2 picks. Nobody's talking about Carolina at 6. Atlanta Falcons at 8. And I'll just be brief with this and we'll move on. If there's any trade to be made, if the Steelers are in a position to move up, I was wrong, guys. I said that the Eagles had 16 and 17. Actually, the Eagles have 15 and 16. The Chargers have 17. That's the spot. If you can wait until the 17th pick, trade with the Chargers, clearly they don't need a quarterback. You want to get in front of the Saints. If the Steelers are going to make a move, and if it's a move that I agree with as far as trading up, I can see going from 20 to 17. It's not going to cost you a lot. And maybe that's where your trade up is. Other than that, I don't want to trade up for any of the quarterbacks. I do like the potential in Malik Willis, but I don't want to give up draft capital for none of these quarterbacks to me say get him today. There's potential there, but we got a lot more holes to fill. And, we'll see what we do in free agency. Maybe that might change my opinion. Moving right along. What else we got on the agenda? Let's talk about – let's get this on out the way. Usually this is the topic. This is usually the one that keeps us the most of the time. Man, Madden and its title update. And you know what? Just to be cute about it, Smitty, I'm going to pull it up on the screen.
Oh, that's all. I'm trying
let's pull it up here. Hold on, folks. And as I'm typing it, I can go ahead and start talking. Man, it's really getting to a point, man, where I just don't know anymore, man, with this game. It makes it hard to trust the leadership. Again, this is not any shot or anything at the devs. It's those people who control where the game is going, what they decide to allow them to do. And I just don't see any hope, man. Is the game completely bad? No, I don't think so. I told you guys, I'm actually having a better experience, which is sad when I play offline. And that's really sad. I shouldn't have to choose which way to cater to. It's just, it's sad. But here it is, man. The key highlights, I don't even have to put it on the screen. The key highlights were new scenarios for franchise, coach adjustments added to practice mode, and new NFL Live playbook update, which wasn't really large at all. So let's get to franchise. They fixed an issue with the fifth-year option scenario that was causing it not to trigger in the offseason. Remember, a whole lot of us, you league guys out there, we were wondering what happened to that scenario. I didn't even know there was an issue. We all thought they just took it out the game. Well, apparently they fixed that. They fixed another issue with the crisis and confidence scenario. But here are the big whopping changes that we've waited for months about, that they told us that they promised that we would get after SGO and the good people over there exposed them. And they said sources told them that EA decided to move on from these franchise updates. Then EA goes to IGN and emphatically says, no, they're still coming. So here's one of the two of these whopping changes we're getting in franchise. They added new franchise scenarios, guys. 5 of them. Oh, man. Now we have the trench boost, the QB duel, the immovable object, let me speak right, under siege, and QB breakouts. Those are your ginormous updates to franchise mode. Congratulations. That's all we got. After months and months and months, Smitty, all we get as a live service for franchise are 5 new scenarios. Nothing additional to scouting. Nothing possibly adjusted or added to free agency. And I know some of that stuff is probably down the road features, but again, you would have been better off just admitting that maybe y'all did forego the updates and you're going to plan to just do more things in 23, because this ain't it. This ain't it. This clearly shows you that there was no real listen, I say this all the time. I'm not an engineer. I don't pretend to be. But there's nowhere in the world you tell me it takes months to get 5 new scenarios into a scenario engine that has been in existence for 2 full games now. Stop the nonsense, man. This is getting really sad, Smitty. Like, I just don't even, and I know some of you guys here in the chat, man, the Steeler folks, y'all notice I haven't put out a user game in a while. I can't get the energy to just, I'm gonna bring y'all another one soon, but it's like, I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of the game being, I'm tired of being in the point where we're continuing to say, man, if they would just, man, they're so close, they can. I'm sick of it, man. I am. This is pathetic, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, look, I even had to tell Sean, I had to tell Grady, I'm like, I understand what y'all deal with, and I respect the y'all process, and I respect y'all. I get it, but this is a low blow, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, months have passed. This stuff should have been out during the regular season happening. This isn't mind-blowing scenarios.
It's the same.
You could have did this on PS2. Like, to be honest, you had QB controversial stuff happen in your franchise mode on PS2 Madden. And you coming with the so and the thing is, with these scenarios working, so what? You're gonna manipulate games in order for O lines to get boosts or D lines to get all of a sudden become crushers on defense? Like, what's supposed to happen for those scenarios to trigger? It's just, man, this is wild right here, man. I'm not sitting up here saying like, oh man, I'm so shocked that they did this. It's like, it's not a shocking thing, But it's just like, bro, like this is what y'all fought speculation against. This is what you did. Like, come on, man. Y'all could have did this. Y'all could have just held this. I mean, for real.
Really?
Y'all could have just held this. Like, this could have been part of Madden 23's franchise mode package. And then plus, like Sim said, Zan already called y'all out on one of the fixes already. That ain't fixed. Y'all, whatever it is you tuned or supposedly tuned or tweaked, y'all did the wrong thing. And I guess they ain't leaning on Zan no more because the way Zan made it sound, they ain't calling his number for insider input like that no more. So it's just like he just puts the info out there. So, and I mean, that's a shame. See, it's like, that's what I'm saying. The people, whoever, if they're even doing it, whoever's part of their creative council or whatever, creator council, whatever they call it, I wouldn't be least bit surprised if those dudes are just cheerleaders, just cheerlead the game. Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't call me. You know what? I'm glad they didn't. Because at first, I'm going to be honest, me and Smitty felt a little way about it. Only because, not that we don't want other people to get the opportunity, but it's like, dog, ain't nobody really been banging the table on gameplay, simulation, and all of that for as long as myself, Smitty, and Azure had been. And a couple others, but those others and us should have been a part of that design cancel. Yeah. Come on, man. But okay, no problem. But I think Smitty is right. It probably is nothing more than a glorified game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Still falls on deaf ears.
Yep.
Clearly.
So, and the guys that rock with it are just championing what they did. Oh, so look what they did. So they fixed the issue with the playmaker flip and the RPO stretch to play out the single bunch. They removed the modifier user. You know, they're doing all that. And they're acting like, you know, they'll sound slightly jaded. We all know, you know, like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's part of it, but like how Mills would sound. You know what I mean? He'll cheerlead and it would have been nice if they did something better. But hey guys, look what they did though. You know, and it's just like, no, this ain't cutting it, dog. You gotta you fought controversy and held out for months to tell us this. Come on, dude. Trench boost. QB duel. Like, come on, man. Two of the league's best signal callers face off. Huh? Come on, dude. You'll be facing the choice of calling on your own elite quarterback to have a huge game that leads you to victory or challenging your defense to step up to the plate and shut down one of the league's best signal callers. Your secondary coverage doesn't even work right. The logic is and remember when Clint got on the live and gave the corporate answer, the NFL data lines up with this and that, and it's like the coverage doesn't work. It doesn't work right. The logic is off. And now you're saying you got a scenario where they're supposed to try and shut it down. The game of football don't work right. It doesn't work right. So how's this gonna work? Trench boot, like, man, come on, man.
Sad, man.
I ain't even gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
And like I said, what's so sad about it is when you really spend some time with the game, like to see what it offers, all it takes is a little dedication. This game could be, just think about it from an interaction standpoint. No reason why they can't get this game where FIFA is at, where NHL is at. No reason why. None. EA Sports makes those games. We're not talking perfection. The stuff that me and Smitty talk about is basic. The way the players interact, move away from those forced sequences, allow physics to play out the animation more, be more relevant. Do that. AI. Let's get some real AI in there. Stop making them just do exactly what the play design is. Like, can we get some on the fly? Because other games have this stuff. You ever heard of the ACE system? I'm just saying. The game could be so much better if they just focus on those areas and like coverage. Make sure that it's performing properly. We're not asking every player to make every play.
Right.
But they should be doing what a cover 2 is supposed to do against this set, against this formation, a cover 3, a match. I mean, we should be at that point where it's at least operating appropriately. And you got a totally different game. You know, imagine if you get physics involved at all times. What's that 50-50 ball look like now? Then maybe you could open up the passing mechanic. Like they've been so it's so little that they have to do that will have a ginormous effect on gameplay. AI, player interactions, physics being a component at all times. Weight, momentum, leverage. There's your trenches right there. There's your DB and wideout interactions. There's your organic, gang all of that stuff. One thing that they kind of got right, Smitty, in the recent years is the player movement. Well, I'll be darned. Remember we used to talk about that all the time?
Yeah.
I actually like the player movement now. But I don't know, man. And user input. Stop warping people because they click on. But man, like I said, I've been here already, and this is where I'm at. Madden it has to surprise me. I have no expectations whatsoever. It's just like the tweet I just put here a few minutes ago, and I'll read it to you guys. In 2022, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that NFL 2K5 is the best overall NFL gaming experience. Let that sink in, man.
That's sad to say. That's sad to say.
In 2022, guys,
right?
NFL 2K, because again, I forget whose channel it is, but I saw Azure was tweeting them. It's somebody that resurrects 2K5, and I just happened to watch one of the videos yesterday. It's the little stuff that you forgot about, the stat overlays, like it just.
You talking about Coach Dawkins?
Maybe that's what
he does. He just does franchise games with the current teams the way it is, and he does it with Madden. He's playing. He has the Chicago Bears in 2K5, and he's got a franchise mode going on with them. And then he's also got a franchise mode in Madden, playing Madden. I want to say it's Madden 06.
Is it him? It might be somebody else.
Or I know there's another YouTube channel where they actually are doing PC mods.
Yeah, it's
modding
the
PC field
mod
in the game. Oh, that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I don't remember the channel name, but I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
You just forget again, guys, from top to bottom, the way the game looks, the way it played. And again, it was 2004, but the look of the game, the integrity of the gameplay, the depth in franchise, complete experience. And again, old Maddens were good, yes.
Yeah.
But I still would have to give the nod to 2K5 over Madden 05 because at that time, if you guys remember, that's when we all were geeked over graphics and stuff like that. And 2K5 blew it out the water. We had never seen presentation like that. We had never seen that. It was literally ESPN Sunday Night Football. Everything. Just riding a bike on the sideline. Susie Kobler, the cheerleaders, Boomer, halftime show, post-game show,
interviews.
Come on, man.
Mel Kiper on certain weeks leading up to the draft and free agency and all that stuff. Come on, man.
The best NFL experience. That was 2004.
04.
Come on, man. And that's all I got to say. So at this point, Madden has to prove to me that it can be a great game. I have no expectations whatsoever. Just that simple.
Yep. So,
let me see what my man Radical Sim says. Shout out to Radical Sim, man. He has some nice sliders that he uses with Madden. Actually, he's talking about it here. And I've kind of combined his and Matt 10L's with my own, and I'm getting some good. I mean, y'all have seen the games I played, good experiences. But again, it shouldn't be limited to playing solo player. The game should give us this type of stuff against people. But he says physics and proper player movement is buried under the sliders. Then the simulation has to compensate for the overpowered sliders, hence morphing the balls going through players. Yeah, and he's right. And Smitty has been saying this for years. You turn that tackle slider down, man. I got it down to 25. Boy, you seeing some more expected outcomes. You even see more animations, which is crazy. You start seeing animations that you don't normally see. And it's, I don't know, man. It's weird, folks. But speaking of future, what about that ESBC? And shout out to that man, Boxing Fanatico, man.
Huge shout out.
For those of you guys that don't know, he's getting an opportunity. He's going to be able to go and play the game. So it's no more of those people, you know, the naysayers, oh, it's not real and all. I tend to believe that I don't know some of the other creators that are going, but I don't think he's going to come back and blow any type of smoke. I think he's going to tell exactly what he experienced. And that's good. That's good to hear, because now if they're doing that, you know, take it from me and Smitty's experience with EA, the game is getting pretty close to at least being available. If they are now comfortable with having people from the community go and play it. Now, with Madden, it was a little different because, you know, you do it at different points of the year. But this being a brand new game, and they're at the point where, all right, let's bring people in, that's a good sign. I think it will be coming out at some point this year. I hope it's sooner than later. But what I just wanted to say real quick and then throw it to Smitty, do you see what happens when a gaming company goes for simulation? If you are into fighting games, or, you know, particularly if you are a boxing fan and you listen to all of the stuff that Dave talked about, read the articles, what you're seeing with your own eyes in the most recent trailer, they not playing, man. They're not playing. They're going for simulation and simulation only. You're going to really have to be tactical with the game. And I love that. They're teaching the sweet science. You can initiate a standing 8 count. Like, it's just insane. And the way the game looks, like, I almost feel like, Smitty, I can't believe that this game going to be anywhere close to what they're showing us. Because the look, the movement, how they've improved the punching, man, it's going to be the best boxing game by far we've ever seen. And it just shows you the difference. And again, real quick, I got to give 2K credit too, Smitty. I think I forgot who posted it on Twitter. It might have been our boy Shady. But somebody posted recently, sometimes you forget just how good 2K is in terms of them attempting to replicate what you see on the court.
Yeah.
Like, man, when you look at some of the clips, listen, the game on the park, it might not be simulation. I get that. But I'm just saying, when you playing straight up basketball, that game has a ton of stuff that we kind of just take for granted. Just everything going on. The bench. Look at the halftime. I mean, timeouts. You got people on the floor dancing. The mascots. And I mean, people sweep. It's just, in all these years that we heard from, you know, from Madden, oh, we don't have enough power. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man. Come on. But the depth that 2K has in franchise. And again, I'm not saying it's perfect, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think we take for granted how good of an attempt that game makes to be offer some sense of simulation in a basketball game. I'm not saying it's all the way there, but if Madden would at least match that in a football sense, we're not really complaining, man. You know what we would be saying, Smitty, to ourselves? Yeah, well, it's still a game. I can understand that happening. That's what we would say. If it was anywhere close to a 2K level in a football sense, we would let little things slide because it's a video game.
Yeah.
But as y'all can tell, I'm really frustrated with my football experience right now.
They have yet to raise the bar. They've only lowered it. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. Where 2K, they raise a bar to the point where people complain when they see a block that looks sweet, but it's not logical to a degree. And they're like, man, look at this animation. And it's like, yeah, but pop in NBA Live. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you could complain. I get your complaint, but at the same time, play live though. And then get back to me about the blocking system. You know what I'm saying? Get back to me about the animation issues and stuff. Like, then you value it a bit more. And it's like, yeah, like you said, I look at mixtapes of 2K basketball from 360, even like 2K13, 2K14, and it's like, man, look at the animations. Man. Like, look at what they had then, and then you talking about what they do now. Look what they had at that point. And that's the stuff. That's like we was always up here saying, like, EA need to get with it because look what these dudes doing. And we've been saying that same message for the longest time. So you look at this ESBC and see, this is the thing I love the most about these cats going. See, number one, now I don't know all these. I only know Showbiz the Adult and Boxing Fanatico. So I know those two guys are boxing heads. Okay, like huge. Freaking Showbiz the Adult been to Tyson Ranch. You know what I'm saying? He hung out with Mike Tyson a few times. So it's like he's all into combat sports, like boxing, MMA, stuff like that. But he's all about the sweet science though. So that's what's up. You see my man Fanatico, boxing. He's playing Victorious Boxers, which is so funny. I had the game back on PlayStation, on the first PlayStation back then. And I didn't like the game because I wasn't into Super Sim games that young. But it's a very technical game. It's like a Japanese, made game, but it is a simulation boxing. Like that simulation, it blows Knockout Kings out the water.
Watching his videos, you learn a lot about that game.
And that's the second game. The first joint was like that too. So this is just, that game's a step up. So it's like, yeah, but that's what that game is. So, but what I love is that not just that those guys are going along with the other cats, but the cool thing is they're going to be able to give a straight up review of the game at that point when they come back home from their event. So it's not like it's not like how Sim and I, when we went to EA early and it's like, oh, well, you got it. Well, they did this and they did some of that. It's like, no, they're going to be able to be like, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna
don't show the flaws.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like don't talk about issues.
Don't like, take that out of your footage. Don't show that. And I get that from a business standpoint, but come on.
Yeah, these dudes are like, we know the game's not finished. They said in the statement, I had pulled it up, there's going to be more community events, so they're going to do more of them. But the bottom line is, from the way the footage is at this point, these guys are able to go straight in with their impressions. They can talk about the camera views. They can talk about the controls. They can talk about the ebb and flow of the game, fighters, how they feel, all that. And it's great to have people that know these boxers and know the sport and even play the games, especially, and know
Look
what
how
time it
he's
is.
walking, man. Look how Tyson fit. That's him.
Yup.
Man, come on, man.
This is This is what we talk about. When we would say, if you're gonna make a game and you're gonna come out, we don't know how Steel City did this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard of that company. I never heard of these dudes. So
I thought it was something. I thought they was in Pittsburgh. I told y'all the story. When I heard them say Steel City Interactive, I was like, oh, that must be. I mean, that's all I know as Steel City.
Right.
I had no idea who these folks were.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I never seen no stuff like this here. So I never heard of these dudes at all. And yet look what these dudes able to do. And still adding more fighters. But they said they were doing that. They said they were going to be continuously adding fighters along the way. But the point is, look at what these dudes are able to do. Put all these fighters in. I mean, they went all the way in. And I mean, these guys are working on this game. That's why it's like, I can't wait to hear what these guys have to say. Because I want to hear them talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and be able to really, like, I wonder how they're going to feel playing, the games they're playing currently after they get their hands on this. It'd be like, dang, man. Like Fight Night and all these other games don't hit the same no more because look at that. Look at, oh gosh, dude.
That right there. Look at this, man.
And
Fanatical pointed this out. Look at how he went down from a body shot. That is official. Like, it's just not the generic fall. It's like more, again, even if it's not true to life physics, which they say it is, they give you the illusion.
Exactly.
That's probably what's supposed to happen when you get caught with a nice shot to the midsection. Like, oh, you crumble over. You don't fall head up, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
man. I can't wait. I just can't wait. That's all.
No street date yet. Okay. No street date yet. And look. This right here is, to me at least, the more I'm seeing them showcase the progress and the game is looking cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. I'm like, guys, do what y'all need to do. Take the time you need to take. You don't need to rush it out. Make sure this sucker looks smooth because the game's got the public notoriety now. It's on that low. It ain't the low key. We just got a few boxes from the UK and we're going to drop it. See, in that case, this game would have been out. But because, I mean, you got, look at that. You got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. We still ain't seen Canelo yet. And Canelo is the cover guy. You got current dudes, past dudes. You got all these current people, all different levels, all different countries, all different championships. No, man, you got to put this thing out right because you're not EA, you're not 2K. And that's why I'm so shocked because I don't know who the heck these dudes are. That's why I say I don't know who the heck Steel City is from a can of paint. I don't know them from nothing. Never heard of them. But how they bankrolling all this is amazing. So I don't know, man. Like, this looks really, really freaking good, dude.
Really good, man. And I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
And, like Smitty used to always tell me, DJ has been an example of this as well, and some other people. It's a lot of games to play, man, on these consoles and on your computer. Madden is not the end-all, be-all. I know it's tough for a lot of us because we're football people. But at the end of the day, man, I refuse to, put myself through agony just because. Like, even in the league, man, I don't even know how much longer I'm going to play in that, man. Like I said, I have fun doing those offline videos, and you guys have said y'all enjoy it, so I'm gonna keep them coming. And you see the type of gameplay I can get playing, trying to play a normal brand of football with the sliders. It's the best experience I can get out of Madden, but I just don't have fun playing against users, man. Even the games I win, a lot of times some of my feedback videos I posted, okay, this worked in my favor, but look, I don't like why it did. It's just too much. The game is just not loose enough, man. It's just not organic enough. And I just don't have that, like I said, even the games I win, I just don't. It never feels like it was I don't know. The game is just missing a lot of stuff, man. And these minor adjustments, which need overhauls, by the way, they just did that. Maybe we're talking about another game, man. But currently, it's Madden as we know it. So I don't know. And then, man, last thing I'm going to say, and, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. But I can stop sharing this now. And even my Battlefield has, I mean, I can still enjoy it, just pop in and play here and there. But even Battlefield didn't hit the way it was supposed to. And, that's my game. And that has died out. You don't have as many people playing. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't know what's happening.
And they tried to make excuses.
Yeah.
Post-launch shoot, they tried to blame it on, what was it, on Halo coming out or whatever, reason for that game having the problems it had and the numbers not being where it's at or whatever. I don't remember exactly, but I know somebody else could pull that up. But it's just like, listen, this is what happens when you put greed at the forefront. At some point, it's gonna catch you. Yeah, it's gonna catch up to you. You can sit up there and think, I'm riding high because company X is doing this. No, listen. If you trying to honestly come up and make your stuff happen, you got to do it the right way. You just can't throw something out there and say we got a name, and that's it. Like Madden 23. Like, look, I think Madden 23 is going to be a game where, because Madden died and everything. So it's like, I think Madden 23 is going to be a real potential statement kind of game where, and I'm not saying that in terms of statement because, it's Madden. Statement because if EA foots around with it and plays them games, it could very well bite them in the butt because the man passed away. So, casuals, all that alike. And people are going to buy the game because it's more of a legacy thing. Like, oh man, he died. So, we got to get this. But if the game is cheeks though, and people are like, yo, man, the man just died and this what y'all doing? If that ends up being the vibe, that could be our ticket right there. And you got people that are going to play for the MCS and do all that stuff. But what if your MCS numbers aren't what they want to be? We pumped all this money and we made these deals and we supposed to. It's like, well, y'all ain't delivered the product. So once again, that greed, y'all keep playing. Okay, it'll catch you. It's gonna catch you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody unavoidable. And listen, don't let that 2K game be decent.
Something.
It's all it's got to be super mega baseball at the minimum. And y'all in trouble. I'm telling you, they got the player and the team licenses.
Shoot, man. If I was 2K, I'd have tournaments and everything.
Yeah,
everything. Team play, like, okay, we're gonna take this arcade to the fullest. We're gonna make it super fun. Like you said, if it's anything like super mega baseball,
anything,
because that's different from NBA Playground.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
if they can make it in the realm of that, man, and have some type of team play like the yard,
yeah,
okay.
I'm
All
telling you.
All right.
I'm telling you, people
Could
will
make enough
straight leave.
noise.
Yeah,
It could make enough noise where people would be like, look, Madden is arcade anyway. I'd rather play this and have fun.
exactly.
So
I could play my simulation fix over here, man. It's got this, that, and the third. Yeah, the cartoon, the figures look cartoony, but you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah,
we'll see.
they
Man.
could put some microtransaction thing in there that people will latch on to, and they'll latch on to it if it adds value. That's the whole point. It's got to be added value, though. It just can't be a force.
Yeah,
but if it's added value, they'll rake it in. And this
2K,
is NFL licensed.
Don't wait, please don't do the NBA 2K marketing thing with this. We need to hear something.
Oh yeah,
soon.
no.
Let's not wait until 3 weeks before it launches. Don't do that.
Yeah. No,
don't do that. Remember, Madden is still the monster in this community. Yep. You need to do whatever you can to at least make people peek at your game. You need to do what NBA Live did that last year, where it had enough people kind of say, hey, what they doing over there with the one and all of that?
Yeah.
You at least need that.
Yeah.
Where you had even 2K, good play by EA. Didn't necessarily work, but they even bringing in 2K guys, to their events and all. You need that type of momentum. Get some of the big YouTubers or you need that to at least make people raise an eyebrow and say, what's 2K doing over there? Oh, they got a little arcade. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can't wait until the last minute because Madden is still going to swallow you when it comes to sales. And all you want to do is just, again, who that over there? That's all you want. That's all you want. Like, okay, I see you.
Hit them.
So
hit them with some game. Hit them with a trailer. Follow up with some gameplay. That's it. Because look, that's how the buzz for live popped. It wasn't because of the one trailer. It's because somebody saw that off-screen footage of that live run, and they was like, "Oh, whoa, wait a minute now.
Yeah,
that's what they doing. Oh, they may have something here. That's all they got to do. All you need to do is get to the dance floor. That's it. Do a few moves. That's it. So, by the way, Sim, 90-65, bro. The Nets are blazing it. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. See, look, Maxey, he only has took 6 shots.
See that?
4 points. Harden only has 11. 3 of 16.
I rest my case.
Embiid carrying the team on his back. He got 27.
Y'all see why? Listen, as a Sixer fan, and y'all know I keep the same energy with the Steelers. Y'all see I don't go crazy when something good. Didn't we just say that? I ain't hype. I'm not sitting here saying we win no. They had some good games. I watched quite a few of the ones they had up until tonight. They look good together. But pump your brakes, man. This is basketball. The Nets has a good team. Like, this happens. Teams get blown out here, and it happens, even to the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
But it proves the point that we said, man, like, all right, what's going to happen in the 7-game series? So, yeah, man. But, fellas, we are going to get out of here. For those who may have missed it earlier, what we said earlier at the show when it was just a few people here, so we'll say it again. What we're going to start doing, guys, is reducing the time of the show. We want to try to shoot for an hour, which, if we go over a little bit, that's fine. But the main reason is, man, my Thursday nights have changed a little bit with, like, my priorities. I now have to go back into my office on Friday. And if you guys remember that far back before the pandemic, I have to commute to DC from where I live in Pennsylvania. It's like 2 hours. And, it's a price I have to pay, being a senior manager and all of that. I got to show face here and there. Not that big a deal. But because of that, I need to get into bed and get myself prepared for the next day a little earlier. I'm going to have to get up tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. And, you know, me and Smitty have life going on anyway. Like I said, you know, this ain't first take. We don't necessarily need to be here 2 hours. So our goal is always going to be 8 to 9 with some opportunity to go over here and there. I knew it would happen tonight. Or like if we have a special show, like the 2K stuff, you know, every now and then we'll stretch it out. But that's why we're kind of wrapping it up now. And, you know, I think we did a decent job tonight, man. We did it in an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, we can definitely hit our topics and be in and out in an hour. And I think you guys can respect that. You know, again, this ain't our day job. So that's why we're wrapping up now. So just wanted to let everybody know that. But that's all we got for tonight. I'm not even going to cut the game on. There's no need to watch that. I'm going to go upstairs, get myself ready for tomorrow. And, you know, we hope everybody has a great weekend. For you guys who are football fans, man, let's keep our eyes open this weekend to see what our teams may have up their sleeve. You know, they have that early period. I think it starts on Sunday, I think, or Saturday. I can't remember. They have a few days before free agency where they can have like these deals in principle. So we should start just hear that and a little more rumors. And then by Tuesday, Wednesday, I think it opens up. So maybe next week we talking about some crazy signings. So there you have it. But other than that, have a great night. God bless. Stay safe, guys. And we hope you have a great weekend. And until next time, we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.
Peace.